Hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if it's your first time here. I'm May, and today, The Favors is going to pick my November TBR. This album came out recently, and I love it. I love Ash. I love Phineas. There's 12 songs. I'm going to have a book based on each song from this album, and we're going to go through that together. Feel free to like and subscribe if you would like to see more of me, and you like what I do. It's going to be fun. I haven't done one of these since my Nowhere Con one in March. I knew I wanted to do another one before the end of the year, so this time it's going to be The Favors, and the album just came out, so it's like perfect. So let's go through the songs and like what I'm thinking about for books before we pick out the actual books. Okay, I actually have notes this time because the Noah Khan one, he had so many songs that I was like shuffling through. But these ones, this time, it's just, I'm using the 12 songs they have together. So I wrote like little notes about each song, about what I'm thinking about for a book, and then I'll see if I can find a book based off of what I have. So the first song is called Restless Little Heart. It's like 54 seconds long. It's like a short little intro about falling in love. Like one of the lines is, my restless little heart is falling apart over you. So my idea is a novella. Some kind of novella, maybe less than 200 pages is my idea for this one. Second song is The Dream, which is a story of someone who lived in a big city and moved away and are now like reminiscing on what they had. And they're like, not necessarily like homesick, but they're like, oh man, I live here now, but there were certain parts of the big city that I really missed, that kind of vibe. And I don't really have an idea for a book for that. And then Moonshine is the third song, and it's a song about love that persists despite like aging. It's a song about like passage of time and nostalgia. So I was kind of thinking maybe a second chance romance or like a friends to lover. Something where there's like love that already exists and they're like coming back to it would be a good idea. I'm thinking kind of like friends to lovers for this one because like friends to lovers, like the love already exists and they're just like giving into it. I think that'd be really good for this song. And then Little Mess You Made is a relationship that is over. It's a very distressing song. It's also about cheating, so I think a toxic romance would be really good for this one. And then The Huntsman, which is like a very melancholical love song about still feeling in love, and it's set like in the backdrop of New York. So I either want a book that takes place in New York, or like maybe someone trying to get over their ex would be a good one. And then track 6 is Ordinary People, and this is a continuation of The Hudson about getting back together. So I think if I can make this work, I think 5 and 6 should be in a series. And I would read book 5, and then I would read book 6 after it. I think that'd be a superb idea. And then book 7 is called Necessary Evils, which is where it's like a slower song, so I'd probably pick like a longer book about dealing with like certain things to still be together. Like they're like kind of like ignoring the red flags, like necessary evils for them to be in love. So like a toxic romance, like a second chance romance. A lot of these could be second chance romances, honestly. And then Times Square Jesus, which is like they don't believe in love, they don't believe in religion, they rather believe in love. It's kind of talking about like how people in Times Square dress up and like playing different characters. So they're kind of saying like they don't believe in dressing up or like pretending on who they are. Like they rather much believe in something. If they don't believe in religion because like they can't see it physically or emotionally, and they rather believe in love because they can physically see it and feel it and emotionally feel it and spiritually feel it. Like they think that love is better to believe in. I have no idea what I might want to read for that one. And then David's Brothers about life being rough and like the relationship not working out. So I think like a sadder book would fit that one. And then track 10 is Lake George, which is, it's like knowing that they want to be together, but they know that they can't have what they had before. And then on track 11 is Someday I'll Be Back in Hollywood. This is like a bad, like the bad side of fame and like the side of fame that not a lot of people talk about, like when the attention goes away, when you can't afford your bills. So I have no idea what I'll pick for that one. Maybe I'll find a book that someone's like famous. And then the last track, which is Home Sweet Home, is they understand they can't be together right now, but maybe one day. So this would be a really good second chance romance that happens like way in the future, like 10 years or something like that. So that's what all the songs are about and kind of like some ideas that I have for certain books. I'm going to go and pick out some books and then I'll be back to show off what book I'm going to read for each song. Okay, I am back and I have picked all the books. Some of them I have in physical, some I don't have, but I had to put some interpretations because some of these were hard because I don't have a whole lot of romance books on my TBR, so I had to like do some thinking. Okay, so the first book I won't have on physical, it will be on my Kindle. The first one is Restless Little Heart, which is a short intro about falling in love. I picked a really short secret society romance called Noir Moon. It's a like mostly smut. That's fine. That'll be perfect. And then for the dream song, there is someone who moved away and are trying to reminisce what they had, but also get somewhere new. I picked Tuss Love, which is about a girl who lives at a big merchant city, but then she gets stranded and she has to pretty much hitchhike to the nearest place, and she kind of like falls in love along the way, but she's still thinking about home. And then Moonshine is also a digital book, or maybe even an audiobook. It's a song about love that persists despite aging or like passage of time. And I picked Husband of the Year, which is a book about a gay couple who are trying to get married, but they keep having a lot of issues, but they want to still be in love with each other. I think that would fit really well. The first little physical book I have is for the song Little Mess You Made, which is like a very distressing song. And this seems like it's gonna be a very distressing book because she has to choose between 4 people and she doesn't really want to choose, but that's her legacy. Like she has to choose someone. So I picked the Neverlist because it's like, might not end very well for her, or maybe it will end very well. Okay. And then for the Hudson, I picked Rumors because it's set in New York and it's also like, it's a love story, but also has like a lot of sadness to it. And then for song 6, which is like Ordinary People, which is a continuation of song 5, I picked the second book in the series, which is Envy, which is like the continuation of their love story. So I think I did great there, like having a book that's like in a series. So I'm really happy with that one. And then for song 7, which is Necessary Evils, which is a slower song about dealing with certain things in a relationship to still be together, and I picked Sir Philip with Love. That's Eloise's story in the Bridgerton series, and she is like writing notes to someone, and then she goes to meet him, and he's like not who she thinks he is at all. He's like rough and burly, and she's like, do I deal with these things because he might be the love of my life? So she's like dealing with some like, no, I want to call them red flags, but they're like definitely red flags to her because she's raised very rich and he's not the kind of man that she was seen to be with. So it will be good. And then Times Square Jesus, I had a lot of trouble with this one, so I ended up just picking a random romance book called 12th Night, which is a book about these 2 people who know each other from school, but they don't really talk. They end up talking through gaming, and they talk a lot about life and love. So they're kind of giving the whole like believing in love series. Okay, I did my best. And then for David's Brother, which is about life being rough but hoping to get back into things, I picked A Shield of Sparrows because this is her like ripping off her crown to be who she wants to be, and her life doesn't seem to be very great, but she's like gonna make a new life for herself. And then for track 10, which is like George wanting to be together but knowing that you can't get back what you had, I have picked In It to Win It. 2 exes are competing for realtor lands. They're really like looking back on the relationship and seeing like, oh hey, could we be together? The rest of these are on physical. And then for track 11, which is I'll Be Back in Hollywood, this is a K-pop romance, and he invites her to prom, but they knew each other, and it's I picked this because he's famous. Like I knew it's that song's about the bad side of fame, and I picked this because he's famous. Okay, I had to make the prop work somehow. Oh, I never even show off 12th Night, and I have the book. Anyways, this is 12th Night. It says coming of age story about taking up space in the world and learning what is meant to let others in, which is Home Sweet Home, which is like understanding that you can't be together right now, but maybe one day in the future. I said I wanted to pick a second chance romance, but happens in the future, and I have picked A Pirate's Life for Tea because they were childhood friends, but they now don't like each other, but they still harbor those feelings, and maybe this time around, now that they're forced onto a ship, maybe things will go a bit differently for them. So that was 12 songs, but I actually read 15 books per month, and I have decided to read the final book in the Rumors series just to wrap it all up, and that is called Splendor. And then I'm going to read the final book in the Husband of the Year series, which is a Christmas one. I'm blanking on the name. And then I think I'm going to try to read Dungeon Crawler Carl book number 2. And that would wrap up my TBR for November. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this. I hope that it wasn't too chaotic or too much of an interpretation, but I love the favors. I love them. They're my babies, and I love the new album, and it's just hard because it's so much of it is romance songs, and I don't really read a lot of romance, but I thought I would do this just to have a little fun of it and a little interpretation of what the songs might mean to me as someone who's in a happy relationship. I don't relate to some of the songs in the same way because obviously my relationship isn't bad. So that those songs could be tied to different things, and I will see how well I did once I start reading these. So I'm really excited, and this will have me I'll be annotating 6 of the physical books, and then this will have me wrapping up several series, and that will be great. I'm really, really excited. And Dungeon Crawler Core will be an audiobook, just saying that. So I should be reading 6 physical books, at least 6 digital books, and I think I'm gonna aim for 3 audiobooks just to have like a well-rounded month. And I can't wait to tell you guys how it went. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you like my kind of content, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!